Welcome back to another great episode of Careful Boys. Today we got Brett over there.
Hey.
Today we are going to get to know Gucci.
Hey.
Yay.
So, stand-up comedian.
Yes.
You've been doing it how long?
I've been doing stand-up comedy for 7 years.
7?
Wow.
3 years.
And you started doing it in New York.
Yes, I started in New York. I actually found, my comedy origin story actually happens when I was really young. My mom had us in a mega church. I was born in Dallas, Texas, and then moved to New York at about 8, 9 years old. But at that mega church, it was Potter's House, Pastor Bishop T.D. Jakes, and we had a visitor, and it was Steve Harvey.
No way.
It was Steve Harvey. This is like in the early 2000s. And he does like Steve Harvey stuff. I can't remember if he did comedy or if he was just there, but he was funny. And I was just like, I don't know what he's doing, but I want to do that for the rest of my life.
Wow.
I didn't know like what he was doing. I didn't really have any context for it because I went to school for biology to be a nurse or whatever my mom wanted me to be at the time. But then I found through one of my electives, I found out about improv comedy, and then through improv, a girl was like, "Hey, you want to come do this open mic at the QED in Queens, New York?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll try it." And then that was the first time I ever did stand up, and I was like,
How old were you?
I was 21 or 22.
Were you not scared to like try stand up?
Terrified.
That's straight into hard mode too.
Yeah,
New York,
I was
open mic.
Yep, I was terrified, and after I got off the stage, I was like, "This is what I want to do for the rest of my life."
Oh, do you
Yeah.
remember how it went? Like what your material was, how people received it?
I think I talked about this one homeless lady in Brooklyn who, she was really entertaining. Like she'd be like, "Let me get $1, let me get $1." Like she was really entertaining. I think she made bread too, and then I told like some story, like some fucked up story about my mom saying the N-word, and that
Because your mom's Japanese?
Yes, because my mom was Japanese. It was genuine curiosity.
Yeah.
I don't tell the joke anymore. I can't even really remember the beats of the joke, but somewhere along the lines of, she's like, "Tachi, what's the difference between a real nigga and a fake one?"
I have the same question.
You need to set that up. People want to know.
What's the difference?
That's pretty fun. It's probably because she hears it all the time.
Yeah.
You're like, "You're a fake ass."
Yeah.
You're like, "Oh, there's a real one and a fake one." Okay.
Yeah. What is this? I need to know.
How do I be a real one?
How do I be a real one?
I want to be real.
So like that was I
funny.
told something like that, and everyone's like, "Oh, that was so funny." And I told them it was my first time too, so they had a lot of grace for
that's
not
cool.
having actual written jokes. And so kind of just from there, I was like, I didn't stop.
Dang.
Yeah.
And what was the first few years like doing it out there?
The first few years were rough. I did tell a story earlier about me being booed for the first time. That was intense.
You're doing it every night, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
So at that point, I was working full time at the bank. So I was whenever I could. Yeah. So it was mostly like Wednesday through Saturday, or Wednesday through Friday at that point, because I would go right from work to either class or right from work to a mic. And that was just nonstop for that first 2 years of my comedy career.
Non-stop, dang.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then how did you, we heard the story about you being booed,
Yeah.
but like how did you take that, and how are your sets like after that?
I just kind of brushed it off. I'm a little sadistic that way. I think you have to be, as a comic, you have to be like, all right, on to the next thing.
So it doesn't actually like hurt you internally that bad?
Nah, not that bad. Like, I mean, I feel like now I'm good at it. So I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
I got my back. I got my get on this
So
guy.
if that same guy booed you today, how would it affect you?
He would look crazy because I'd be ripping. Everyone would be like, "Who's this guy?" Yeah, I've had like really weird heckles and stuff. Like, I think my heckles tend to be like somebody thinking they're helping the joke and they're not helping.
Oh, they're trying to throw you
Yeah.
an assist?
I see.
Yeah. They're enjoying themselves, but they
Yeah.
think that they're like helping the show.
That's a
And,
weird thing to happen.
yeah, people are drunk and they're dumb.
They're just giving you add-ons.
Yeah.
Dang.
Tags.
What were some
Yeah.
of the like? Did you have any like situations that like were like breakthrough moments as you were climbing up that you were like, "Yo, I really leveled up because of this like opportunity"?
It wasn't particularly an opportunity, but there are moments like like a girl passed out at a show, and then I was like, fuck, I'm funny. Like, it was so...
Passed out from laughing?
No, she passed out because it was hot. It was like in a CrossFit gym, and I was like, oh, fuck, like, what are we doing?
You were doing a comedy routine while people are working out?
That'd be hilarious.
That's crazy. I just set up a mic and everyone's fucking doing pull-ups.
Grunting and shit.
No, it's like one of those shows that that like they rent out a space and then they open their space to do it. Yeah, it was a CrossFit gym and like the ventilation wasn't good or whatever, and I guess the girl was like, she was drinking too much. I don't know what, but you just hear thud, hits the ground. Yeah. Yeah. And then I have like I've done like shows at retirement homes. I've seen people like walk out on sets, but that was the first time I've ever had somebody flag down an aide to wheel them out. Like these people are dying and they're like, I'd rather be anywhere else than here right now.
You're so grumpy.
Yeah. That was great. I was like, I've made it.
What do you do in that? Do you address it? Do you roast them?
Oh, yeah.
You have to call out the elephant in the room. Like, oh, that is crazy. He has 90 seconds to live and he wants to leave. Okay. All right. Like, yeah, fuck it. Because life is short, you know? And you have to. I think that's what improv has taught me. Because I actually instruct improv in downtown LA now.
Oh,
and
nice.
Yeah. At the Terasaki Budokan.
What is that?
It's a temple.
It's
That's
a
temple?
no,
It's Buddhist comedy?
What?
It's Buddhist comedy?
Buddhist comedy. Ding. We hit a gong every time we think something's funny.
You don't laugh, you just hit a gong.
No, it's the community center, the Japanese community center in downtown LA. Yeah, so partnered with them. We provide a.
Oh, it's a new building next to
It's
the
a-
Ava?
yeah.
Oh, that one where they do the basketball?
Exactly what. Yeah.
I lived across the street.
Yeah,
They were
yeah.
building it when I was living there.
Oh shit! Yeah. No, it's
yeah.
completely built. It's beautiful.
On Los Angeles? Is that
On
that
Los
side?
Angeles. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, by the library.
Yep,
sick.
exactly.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's really cool. We provide like really low cost, and so we provide, the service for the community and give people the opportunity to join an art that they might not have access to.
That's fucking tight.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
What was different about, like, I'm so curious about your upbringing, having like with your parents being Japanese and black. Like,
Yeah.
how was that?
Yo, so real talk, like I didn't even know I was black until I was 8 years old when somebody was like, hey yo, you don't look like your mom. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And they were like, look, like you're dark and your mom's not dark. And then she picked me up from school that day and I was like, yo, you were never gonna tell me? Like that's crazy. And like it was, I didn't think I had to.
That's how you knew.
Like, can't you tell?
What the heck?
For real, I was shocked. Like I had a really Asian upbringing. My mom didn't realize she was raising black kids. She thought she was raising Asian kids, and like a lot of my upbringing was very Japanese. Yeah, until I realized later in life. It's like, oh,
Dude, that's crazy for that to hit later.
yeah.
What kinds of...
So what about like your food at home? Was mainly Japanese
Always
food?
Japanese food. Like even if my mom wanted to make a different culture of food, we always had white rice. Like, yeah.
Yep.
She would make southern fried
That's
chicken,
so funny.
but white rice.
Yeah.
Like always.
Rice is a side.
What a combo, though.
Yeah, facts.
What about, was your pops in the picture or no?
No. I'm like the second youngest of my dad's 7 or 8 kids.
Whoa!
Yeah, so he forgot about us, to be real. I'm not gonna lie.
Damn.
Yeah, you've been getting it in that long. You'd be like,
From the
oh,
same mom or no?
No. We have, I think me and my brother, and then my older brother, Lon and Ashley, we're the only 2 kids that have the same parents, and then everyone else has different parents.
Were they Asian too or no?
No. They have a separate mom.
Different Asians, like,
Yeah, no. I think their mom was white, actually. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He got around. He was like, I'm just gonna try a little bit of everything.
He's just building UN groups within his lineage.
Hey, what's up guys? Just in case you have seen some of these lovely pieces on some of our gentlemen here, these awesome jade pendants, or you may have seen the recent JK adventure where we went to Jade Jewelers, just remember that the sale is on now. If you want to visit thejadejewelers.co, you can even find some of the stuff that our guys have had and way more. The selection is huge, so make sure to visit the Jade Jewelers and check out what they've got.
Check it out. Let's go. What was your mom's parenting style like?
Oh, my mom was like She was strict. She was a bit of a hover parent, but like she could only do so much because my mom had to work nights. She didn't have a green card, so she had to work like restaurant jobs or like like aid jobs. She couldn't do anything that was on the books particularly. So that means that job took up a lot of her time. So she couldn't really. I was the fucking parent, damn near. I was parenting my younger brother. I'm
you were taking care of him, cooking and stuff.
Yeah,
Damn.
exactly. So but she was still like really hard on us, like very heavy on academics. We weren't allowed to be failures. That was not a choice.
Dang.
Yeah.
Did you guys have any family around? Because your mom came here by herself, right?
No, we didn't have family around. Not
Holy
like once we left Texas, we really didn't have family around.
Damn.
Yeah, it was literally just the three of us. It was the three of us for a long time.
It must have looked like your mom kidnapped you guys.
We literally just looked like the darker versions of her. We are spitting images of her.
Kidnapped 2 black kids.
But then, so did she tap into the Japanese community at places where you lived, or
No.
just the black church in that community?
Yeah,
More so
yeah.
that?
She would raise us in black churches. She was. I'm pretty sure she had no idea what was going on. Like she just her life makes no sense.
She just liked the music, maybe?
Yeah, and she was always offbeat. It was very adorable.
It stood out.
Did you ever ask her like why she didn't connect with the Japanese community there, but she just decided to go to a black church?
Just like a little
Tokyo there, she's like, I'll just go to the black church.
One time, I remember one time we're eating together and we're just sitting at the table having a regular conversation, and she out of nowhere goes, yeah, because I'm black. And we're like, because I'm a black. Yeah. What? Come again? She genuinely thought for like a long time she was a black woman.
I believe that. Wow.
Did she do the whole Kogaru stuff where she tanned and like got braids and like?
No, she didn't do that. No, she didn't do that.
So
That's
she
a little.
looks like a straight up Japanese woman. She
Yeah,
doesn't look like,
bob cut. Wears cardigans. She's not. She doesn't appropriate in any sense. She's just like.
She just feels it.
That is mad.
Did you ask her what she meant by that?
She says she thinks she's a black person. That's what she thinks.
Your mom never went through that?
I don't know, bro, but Japanese people look at race in a different way. That's for sure.
Yeah.
What's different?
It's not.
They think it's a choice.
No, like okay.
It's a PD. It's only a PD.
They were way ahead of that transracial stuff before here.
For real, yeah. Because I don't know if you remember, like once in a while I'll see a program on like the Japanese TV of like dancers and stuff, and they perm their hair.
Yeah.
Kinky.
And they try to dance like 90s style.
Yeah. And they would have like cornrows and stuff, and I was always so confused at how they got that. And my mom was like, yeah, no, when we perm our hair, it's to go curly. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting.
They all wanted Rick James haircuts. That's why.
Yeah, they have like flat tops and stuff.
Yeah. And they be looking fire.
Yeah, they look kind of tight, man.
Yeah, it'd be looking real good. It's like if you're gonna honor the original, like get pretty fucking close. And let me tell you, when Asian people do anything, we do our fucking best, bro. I feel like we put all of our.
They go too hard though, because like, let's say they get into lowriders, right? They're so much into lowriders that they end up like waving the Mexican flag around and like looking like a vato.
Yeah, there's like a group of cholos out in Japan.
I'm like, they can't just do the car. Now they gotta do the taco stand and the Mexican flag that they're waving around.
How long the rockabilly crew been in the park too?
Yeah.
Dude, they've been there since after World War II.
Rock and roll, like they're holding rock and roll on their shoulders like forever. That's them.
That's tight though. Because if you're gonna do it, you might as well do it,
They've been
right?
doing it longer than it existed as American stuff.
They preserve Americana better than Americans.
Exactly, yeah.
Because like, Levi's jeans, right? The last surviving like OG Levi's like machines, the old school ones, it exists in Japan. Because they'll buy it back in the day and they just kept good care of it. And you can't find those in the States no more.
Yeah.
We should just send them all of our artifacts.
Hey, you know the brand?
They're the best museum curators, dude, of like
Winning? The boxing brand?
Yeah,
The
Winning.
old
Yeah,
it's going out like they can't make any more like boxing products because they can't train any more guys to make like the best boxing products in the world.
Oh yeah, like
I heard there's like some turtle ass grandpa sewing it by hand.
Craftsmen are like they're endangered.
Dude, he's
endangered species for real. Yeah, no.
Yeah, like the dude who
the younger
forges
generations don't want to do
the
it.
swords.
Yeah.
Like they're like going out.
we must save him, dude.
Yeah.
Where did you get
Save
like?
the
I want
souls.
to ask where you got your personality from though. Like,
Where I get
is
my-
your mom like very similar to you? Like, where did you pick up this like humor
Oh.
that you had as like just pre-comedy? You know?
Yeah, my mom is funny, but she doesn't know she's funny. Like she will say some off the cuff hilarious shit, and okay, I don't know if I don't
she's
really
black?
care. No, my mom. Okay, so y'all remember when like Trump was like they're eating the dogs, they're eating the pets, right? And me and my brother are like cracking jokes, and we're at my mom's house, and my mom, she goes, you know, like it goes dead silent. She goes, you know, dog tastes good. What?
Just immediately.
I said, what? What the fuck? The timing was impeccable, and we're just shook, but it was so funny. She didn't know why it was funny.
Funny.
This is so funny.
Yucky Nuki's.
Yeah, because they would eat yakiniku in Japan. She was like, she went to this place that she didn't realize that they were eating dog, because they would go, every time they would go, there was a cage of dogs, and they would be different every time. And when they got hip to it, when they realized what it was, they never went back. But she was like, yeah, but it was one of the best places.
I low-key want to try it.
My dad said it tastes good too. I've never tried it. I'm open
Must
to
be
it.
good.
I'm
They
open
tried
to
to
it.
trick me in Beijing. I didn't know that they really had it in Japan. Maybe in her generation. I know they ate, cause like they ate whale and shit like that pretty commonly, like in the 60s and 70s. Like my aunt was like, yeah, like people ate whale like normally. They don't eat it no more. And I was like,
PETA.
yeah. That's just I don't know.
Are your siblings like funny people too?
Hell no. My
They're
brother
not?
is not funny. No, my brother's funny to me. You know what it is too? I think what also helped was like my mom, she was still like growing up, even though she wasn't young per se. Like, I mean, I guess, yeah, she was young. She was like 30, she was like 31, 32 when she had me.
Wow.
But like mentally, my mom was like really young. Like, I'm not gonna lie, if you were to talk to her now, you'd be like, huh, that's interesting. She's like, you know, and so I feel like I grew up with her, and like it was really hard growing up, right? She would come home some nights and like be crying because she had such a hard day at work, right? She's doing the jobs that nobody wants to do. And so I'm seeing that, and as an empathetic kid, I like just want to make her laugh. So I just became really observant of the world. So like I would see like some of the earliest jokes I can literally remember. I was like 5 years old, and I remember watching people at like recess and how kids run. Their run is so goofy, right? And so I would come home and just impersonate other kids from my class, and my mom would be dying, like stomach in pain, right? Laughing because I'm just like imitating, and that's how I learned how to tell jokes.
That's so cool that it
like,
came from trying to cheer your mom up.
yeah,
That's sweet.
I mean,
That's a sweet story.
I didn't have anything else that I could make her feel better with, so I was like, all right, well, let me see if I can cheer her up.
And then your brother's probably like, man, making her laugh. She's the favorite.
I got jokes too.
Damn, that's a really cool way of finding that for yourself.
Yeah, and then eventually I was like, I want to do this for other people. Because really, like, that's the core, I think, of my comedy, is that I really just talk about stuff that I know. It's my experience, and some human way you can relate to it. And we all have some kind of struggle. Everybody's going through something, dude. And to me, if somebody paid their hard-earned money for a ticket to come to a show, they came to laugh.
Wow,
So,
yeah.
end, period, point blank, that's my job for the night. Yeah.
Yeah. So you really actually care.
Genuinely,
Yeah.
I do.
I like the comedians that lecture me all day long and tell me what an idiot I am. Yeah,
I don't think
especially
you guys are an idiot. You guys are the reason, especially, not you guys, but Bart and Joe.
Truly.
Bart and Joe are literally the reason that I realized, like, oh, I can make content too. These guys can do it, I can do it.
If these freaking losers can do it, it's gonna be hella easy.
No, but like, I think you guys gave an example of like people who don't fit in a box, who have a story that's not one that you see on TV or movies ever, and you're just so different, right? But there's so many people who can relate to you, so you don't, I think I told you guys the night that I met you, I was like, you guys don't even realize you're touching more people than you even know. Like, the work that I continue to do and everybody I reach are people that you've reached, not unknowingly.
Thank you.
That's cool. That's cool. That's very nice. That's so nice.
Dog tastes good.
Dog tastes good.
Yeah, dude. Your mom's comedic timing must be really good.
She's gonna have a sick ass book, and then on top of that, she's gonna have an awesome speech.
Yeah.
You gotta write it for her. You gotta do it.
She just ends up outdoing me my entire career. My entire platform is just for her to soar. It's backwards.
You're the springboard.
I come to this country to make you successful, so I'm successful. I'm like, okay.